You may remember the story of Zacchaeus from Sunday school, the guy who climbed up into a tree to see Jesus. But Zacchaeus' story isn't just a kid's story. It's a story about what we're willing to do to see Jesus Christ for ourselves. Jesus made a remarkable offer to each of us. If we seek him, we will find him. Jesus is not hiding from us. He's not some highly guarded secret or some celebrity offering only limited access. Jesus calls us to follow him, to pursue him. To follow, we must move. We get up, open our eyes, take a step forward. The Bible is full of these stories, men and women pursuing Jesus, pursuing the truth and finding it, finding him. Zacchaeus climbing a tree, Nicodemus seeking answers, Peter leaving the boat to walk on water to Jesus. There's nothing more fundamental in all of life than our desire to see him, to know him, to pursue Jesus. We don't know a lot about this man named Zacchaeus, but we do know he was not well liked. Zacchaeus was a leader of tax collectors, and he had become wealthy off of the taxes he had gathered. The Jewish people often despised tax collectors for their collaboration with Rome and for their practice of exploiting the system of taxation to their own profit. Zacchaeus was one of these collectors, and his neighbors in Jericho called him a notorious sinner. How strange it is to read of Zacchaeus' interest in Jesus. Hearing that Jesus was in town, Zacchaeus was desperate to see for himself, a desire complicated by his shortness. As much as he desired to see Jesus, he physically couldn't see over the crowd. So we read Zacchaeus ran ahead and climbed into a tree. Here is the notorious and rich Zacchaeus hanging from a limb above the crowd. Jesus saw Zacchaeus and called him down from the tree. Jesus invited himself to be a guest in the man's home, much to the crowd's shock. But Jesus saw something they didn't. Zacchaeus was determined to see Jesus for himself. I often say that one of the most important spiritual disciplines is just showing up. Maybe that seems too simple to you, but we're rarely honest about how easily we lose interest. There are so many things in life that distract us. Busy schedules, career goals, projects around the house. We are experts in finding any reasonable excuse for the things we don't really want to do. I'm not talking just about church attendance. We can become complacent and distracted even in our pursuit of Jesus. There are consequences to our reluctance and diminished interest. There are things in life which must be pursued, things which apathy and disengagement never produce. The Christian life is founded on the call to show up. Jesus had a way of saying it to the crowds that followed him. You have eyes, can't you see? You have ears, can't you hear? This was Jesus' way of saying that those who really wanted to know him will. Those who really want to find him will. But many will hear without really listening, see without really being interested. The real pursuit of Jesus takes showing up. You must put yourself in a position to encounter Jesus. Open your eyes. Listen more carefully. Turn off the TV. Put down your phone. Quiet your heart. Climb a tree if you have to. But don't miss what is before you. Jesus is passing by. How will you show up?